Okay, good morning. It's Tuesday with a difference and family and values. Yes, Galaxy Television, where we are reaching out for the stars. It's always Tuesday with a difference. Our Tuesdays are always calm, cool, collected, calculated, elegant. Yeah. Tuesday usually has its own touch, and yes, today is the 17th day in the month of September. Okay, you should understand when I say in the month of September, we are gradually coming down, the rounding of the year. Welcome to Family and Values on Galaxy Television. This is a show where we discuss everything that has to do with family. Your relationship, my relationship, everything that concerns you and I. Like I used to say, family is the bedrock of every society. Today promises to be another interesting conversation, very educative, something that you all need to know. Tell a friend to tell another friend that it's time for Family and Values. We are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. Yes. Turn on your Facebook notifications so that you know when these beautiful faces are on your screen. If you're just seeing this beautiful face for the first time, my name is Princess Joy Ayo Abu. I love the way I call the full name. And of course, I'm not on the show alone. I have my beautiful partner with me, the Mama Gen Z herself, coming up with a touch of green this morning, telling us don't worry, everywhere it's going to be green. Nigeria will smile again. Welcome to the show. Good morning to you.
A beautiful morning to you.
Yeah, morning.
And do you know, every morning should start with a good mindset. A good beginning, a good mindset. A mindset that is how to explore, to evolve, to develop, to reload, to refire, to revive, to revamp if possible, and everything you can imagine. So if you say a touch of green, it's all well and good, because fruitfulness is part of us. Green, white, green. It's a beautiful color, and we'll continue to work in that grace. God will revive Nigeria for us. Yes. My name is Olori Adejoke Adubi David. My friends call me Olori AJ. So how was our night? I hope it was restful. Holiday yesterday, today. Work starts. Someone was saying when holiday falls on a Monday, it actually destabilizes the week. It makes it look like you now be. Is today Monday?
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the truth. Once holiday falls on a Monday, it becomes something else.
It can kind of mess it up.
It does. So a lot of people need to now reset their brain. That kind of brain set. Like today is Tuesday.
So get it on fire. Set Tuesday on fire for positivity. I didn't say for negativity. Set today on fire, because every word now you need to, be conscious of how you say it and what you meant to say and what you're trying to pass across. So set today on fire by being positive about yourself, your mind self, your well-being, who you are, who you want people to address you to be. And it will all be well with us as we continue with the show today. Joy.
Yes, it will be well with us.
How did you get here this morning?
I didn't really find it that difficult.
How was coming this morning?
No, the TFA is always high. Trust it. Today is
Tuesday.
So
I keep on asking, how come? Now, of course, we all get fuel. And because it's the liquefied gas that we actually need for our car, our generator, and other things we need it for. Why do you need to put 100% on the fare? Why not 50? And they keep on telling you the same story. I say, come. We are the one at the bottom.
Now, we
are at the bottom part.
I was talking to the driver and I was like, Oga, you and I know that it's the same amount of PMS you consume every day. You know what your vehicle consumes.
And you make money from it.
And you make money out of it. I said, so even if people were to, and I said, even if you left it at the normal rate, you're not losing, because you're going to take the same passengers, even more, and you make more money.
No, they will, to them, because they will tell you buy 650, 600, and now it's 950, 1,000.
Where I'm even coming from is the fact that if yours is cheaper, people will rush. So the trip that people are doing once, you must have gone to
transport owners. Hey, they won't hear that.
They won't want to hear that.
If you do 50, the 100% shop, someone put 150%.
It's something else. It's something else.
And it's like I said, we are the one that we're going to suffer it.
We are the ones that will definitely suffer because
we see ourselves. All those ones, before you break the protocol to see them, and another thing. So let's be reasonable with our fare. Let's be reasonable. Let's remember that we have students who has just resumed, and your own children too. When you help others, I'll tell you that story one day.
All right, okay, let's go into the business of the day because we don't have any birthday shout out, but still celebrating as many that are celebrating. We are sending a birthday shout out to you, your marriage anniversary, whatever it is you're celebrating. We are wishing you happy anniversary, happy celebration, wishing you the very best. Let's go to our many features, so we'll start the business of the day. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back from our mini feature. We will be discussing teaching empathy and compassion in kids. When I talk about kids, I smile because I could literally visualize how they behave, how innocent they can be, you know, asking questions and having conversations. And because of the recent happenings in the society, the way teenagers are committing some crimes that I'm still thinking in my head that how did this young boy have this kind of mind to sit down, think about this thing and execute it. And then you talk about adults, that's a different story. And then we've had kids too, you know, exhibit one or two characters and you question the issue of compassion and empathy in them. And we decided that, okay, let's put our searchlight on this topic because it's very, very important we have that conversation. While we are waiting for our guests to join us via Zoom, of course, we would start the conversation here on the show. Olori, empathy and compassion in kids. Why do I have a feeling like it is we parents that have not really brought it open to children, to teach them to, like, I feel like we've taught them to be self-centered. So everything is always about them. They want this one, them. They want that one, them. So the moment you want them to start sharing, it becomes a problem. I'll give a very typical example. Let's assume a couple have an only child. So everything centers on that only child. Then the moment siblings start coming in, that only child finds it difficult to share even things that have been used. You know, that's no longer like that caring attitude just suddenly vanishes. It just feels like it's only me mommy should attend to. That's why you see a baby is sucking and the brother or sister is pulling, you know, the mom. Growing up, I heard a story. Yeah, shout out to my other sister. My mom, of course, I'm a twin. If you don't know, I'm a twin. And, you know, there's this story that they said my mom was breastfeeding us, and in the process of breastfeeding the both of us, my elder sister will come and pinch our legs and say, you pass sucking this breast. Is it this legs people take and go to school? You know, she was just to be silly at some point. Is it the fault of the parents not emphasizing on empathy and compassion on the kids? Okay,
it's both ways. Now, there's some children you try to bring up, and while you're bringing them up from, you know, 1 year, 2 year, you try to show them how to be generous in giving, showing empathy, or also coming, you know, to have a little bit of compassion when it comes to giving, being generous, extending from what they have to another. Now, I've heard friends, and I've also been able to share with my own kids that it's good to give. Because when you give, like they said, the hand of a giver is always on top.
Yeah.
And so in your process of giving, it means your hand can never be empty. Or something needs to drop down into another person's hands. So I believe partially parents and more to that child himself or herself who would want to share or relate with others whatever he or she has done, no matter how tiny, no matter how small. We have some children that their parents are taught from time to time. You know, some will just tell them, maybe on their birthdays, they will take them to, you know, to charity homes and say, we are going somewhere tomorrow. And maybe in the process of doing that charity process by giving to the less privileged or people, in short, they will tell such. I have a friend who said she told her daughter to go and pick all the clothes she has not been wearing for a period of time and bring it out. That we're going to charity tomorrow because I have my own. She showed her the ones she has picked and the father's own. And the junior ones said, because she is now grown to understand, she was able to explain to her. So it goes a long way from the parents also.
Okay.
To teach them, to let them know that it's good to give and it's good to show empathy. Someone falls down, oh sorry, try to. Then like Remy and some of our parenting coaches said, it is what you do. It is not what you say.
Yeah, it's what
you say is they hear it. But what they see you do is the exact thing they will also practice or give. Now, some of us, in spite of the fact that we have trained our children to give or to hold on to, you understand, it's not a parent that do that anyway. Okay? Or maybe you have said it and they didn't see you do it. So they themselves like, if mommy is not giving and she's telling me to give, why should I give? And decide to withhold to whatever he or she has had. When there is need in the house or for that child, you also try to let him or her know for a while that you don't have it.
That you don't have it. Okay.
In the process of doing that, you will make that child to be at a very, serious mind, a state of sympathy, that she will come to the reasoning and understand that, hey, how am I going to do this thing? If mommy and daddy is not going to get it for me, what's going to happen? Yeah. By doing that, the last minute, you call that child and you let that child know that, see, this is what I've always told you. If you have been doing this, it will be easy for you. It's not that you don't want to give you, but it's for you to know this is how some people also go through. This is the trauma, this is the problem, the situation, the process they go through when they have need for certain things and they can't. You have mommy and daddy. Some don't have mommy and daddy. They don't have uncles that will give them. If mommy and daddy don't give you, you have senior brother or senior sister that can always relate to help you at that particular point in time. So it's not about just training up a child, like Remy said, the upbringing. The upbringing and the home training is very important.
It's very important.
As much as you are giving them home training, let them know the upbringing is also very important. Because when they see someone who just, is in a situation that is very critical, from their own heart, they would have tried one or two things. I've seen a friend who decided to help a fellow student. Okay, I think I saw it on Instagram. The boy removed his shirt for his friend because he was going to collect an award. And they couldn't because he was not wearing, was not good. So he removed it and gave it to the boy.
I saw it.
They are young. They are not even up to 10 years old.
Yes, I saw that.
And by the time they called the guy's name, first time, second time, it was that guy that borrowed him his shirt. It was his own son. He didn't know they were even going to call
him. Yes.
So he had to go on his singlet. And the parents were like, what happened to this boy? What happened to his shirt? It was the teacher that now drawed him back and quickly, who knew when he was doing the exchange? Quickly, so it starts from young.
Yes, I think I can relate because...
How many times when your baby was growing up, I say, come and give me.
Now, I was coming to that. When I have my daughter, if you give her something, the moment she gives that thing back to you, she won't get it back from you. But it was different with David. But then I felt like, okay, fine, let's go. We went to Agbado where we have, all these less privileged kids and we're sharing. And my son ran and stood at a distance. He couldn't withstand the crowd, the sight, and in his head he was imagining what is happening, why are they, and then then it was an opportunity for me to open up to him that, you see, these stationaries you take for granted, because there's actually stationaries he went to share. I said, and he told me, he said, I don't want to be. I said, no, you must always learn to care for the next child. Now, this thing now, parents will say, I have kids that, they will give everything. Like a friend of mine was complaining that the daughter, you know, will always be the one. I want to say, must still be the somebody's thing is missing, you give your own. Somebody's own must still be you. And I'm like, no, don't stop her. That is her expressing herself. Sometimes my son will come back and I'm like, where's your pens? I gave it down. Mommy, buy. And I'm like, what is your own? Why you? So do you think that some parents will feel like, oh, no, let's maybe
now you need to teach them also to save.
So you don't just put the empathy and compassion to the extent that people start taking advantage.
Now, instead of them to just give what the only one that they have, they can borrow and share, but not give totally. Because if you remove your eyes and give it to somebody else, what will you use?
You become blind now.
So you teach them to understand that when you save, it will be easy for you to help others. When you save, it will be easy for you to help others. I remember there was a time we had a discussion also here that I can't remember one of our fellowship member who came and was like, you don't give a child an Android phone when he will have need for data. You don't give a child who cannot afford to save to buy data. Yes, you might have a mini Wi-Fi, you may have a router in the house, you may have whatever, you know.
But what if
that one in the house
subscription is not there?
That's what I'm saying. So if the child knows how to save, it will be easy for that child to know that I will not use the data on irrelevant things or excessively to the extent of exhausting it and expecting my parents to, because you would have given them this router, the data here, I'm not telling you how many gig, but it's going to last you for 2 weeks or it's going to last you for 1 month. The moment it is exhausted, please no one should ask until the end of the month.
Okay.
And you need to do assignments.
Yeah.
So from the assignment, of course, you will not want them to give him a zero mark.
All
so
right.
that's knowledge. When they know how to save, it will be easy for things to run.
Okay, yes, let's go on our word of mouth because yes, our guest is ready to join us via Zoom. This conversation, let's have it from the point of our guest. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Are his children first? I'll let them to know the truth. Why I'm saying I'll first let them know the truth is that truth will take them a long way in life. Truth can make them to reach the heights they never expected in life. Because if they are doing anything with anybody and the person sees that they are doing it with truth, I want to let you know that people must commit tangible something to their hand to manage for them. If I will use at times I used to say my first son, my own experience. Why my Oga loved me is that I based on the truth. If I tell him yes, it's yes, no, it's no. So he take it from me. Even if somebody from outside will tell him, Oga, this your boy, he's doing this, he's doing that. He will first ask the person, will you say it before him? So, as a family man, you know, I have to nurture my children. After this truth, one thing I tell every one of them, I bet it to them is that at least I know I don't have money, but you must go to at worst first degree. I know that I have tried a little. So and all God first.
And also, right, welcome back from that Vox Pop. That was easy. Yes, trying, you know, to talk about empathy, compassion and empathy in kids. While we are waiting for our Zoom guests to join us, we have an NGO here in the studio with us. And when she came in, the very first question she asked us, what was her genotype? Okay, for those of you who don't know what's a genotype, don't worry. In the course of this conversation, it's going to be a short one. You will get to know. We have Genotype Foundation. Am I right? Yes, that's the name of the NGO, Genotype Foundation. It's a non-governmental organization. They are into a lot sickle cell outreach, communication, trying to reach out to the sickle cell society. Welcome to the show, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, viewer.
It's like Lagos played the fast one on you this morning. Okay. So a quick one now. What's your NGO all about? Because when I saw Genotype Foundation, I felt like people are just talking strictly about genotype. Everybody know your genotype. Is that what the foundation is all about, or there is more to the foundation that we need to know?
Genotype give birth to sickle cell, right?
Okay.
There are various genotypes. We have the basic one, which is AA, the normal, and the carriers AS and AC, and some other variants, then SS, SC, and other variants. But basically what we do, we go to schools to meet with the children, tell them about genotype, and even extend it to their blood group. Then, if you do that, you are wanting to prevent the tomorrow. Those people living with the sickle cell, we also help them with basic things like if they need blood donation during their crisis, we get it for them. The Lagos State government, we have a relationship that we give them free, and we have clinic every month to make sure that the health of a person living with sickle cell is stable, and we counsel them, because I'm also a genetic counselor. You know, when you counsel them, the orientation they have about sickle cell is so different from the reality. If you take care of a person living with sickle cell very well, he or she comes out fantastic. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have great people who are living with sickle cell. But people orientation is that this child will not live up to 20, 10, you know, with various orientations. So a lot of parents, we don't take care of those their children living with sickle cell. So by the time they say sickle cell, look, I know it's carelessness.
It's carelessness. Now, how do you manage a child from a young age to avoid the crisis or to avoid those crises coming in? How do you advise them? Because they're watching you from home now.
How do you advise them? How did they go about it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, you now found out if you did not go for prenatal diagnosis when you're pregnant, you now found out through crisis that this child is living with SS. The first thing is the doctor will counsel you. There are counselors you need to meet to rechange your focus. You read books, you meet others, you join clubs, you know, like the, different NGOs that will enlighten you more to know, and you meet others who are living with the same challenge, you know. So with that, you'll be encouraged. You'll be more encouraged to say, I can go on life. Then now, there's basic things you need to do. You need to stabilize them emotionally. A lot of parents don't stabilize them. Instead, they give them words that will even demoralize the children. You know, that is stigmatizing them right even in the house. They don't, apart from outside stigmatization, the inborn sisters, brothers, they stigmatize their siblings living with sickle cell. But when those things are kept in place, no stigmatization, there is love, they don't need your sympathy, they only need your empathy. They can make it. Just encourage them. You can do it. And they turn out to be great. We have lots of them who are professionals and all. But when you begin to give the negative, they react emotionally.
Okay, before we let you know, go, I love the fact that you're talking about empathy. Now, there is a program coming up on the 19th of September at Lagos Airport Hotel here at Ikeja, quite close. Can you take us through what the whole event is? It an awareness? Is it an outreach? Is it you trying to reach out to the sickle cell community at large? What is the event all about?
Yes, the event is an annual event. Every September is tagged as awareness for sickle cell all over the world.
All over the world.
All over
Okay,
the world.
okay.
So Genotype Foundation, we always use it for a symposium. Say, having sickle cell, but sickle cell don't have you.
Okay.
If you have that on your head, that yes, it's also a genetic thing, so I will be okay. It does not have you. You will strive to make. We have the oldest woman who died 4 years ago. She was 94. Mama Laguda. We have people at 60 plus, 70 something, 50 something who have children, happily married, you know, and doing well. All you need for a sickle cell person is for him or her to take a fluid, water, then a routine drugs, folic acid, Bico and others, and no extreme. When it's cold, make sure it's warm. When it's hot, make sure it's also warm. There's no extreme. And we allow the boys to play football. They want to be boys. Don't stop them. But when they are tired, make them realize when you are tired, go and rest. Drink your water. Make sure you don't overstress yourself. Once you do that, you live well like any other person.
Okay, so what time do you expect everyone to be there?
For 10, we start off.
So everyone is invited.
Yes,
it's a
everyone
free
is
event. And do they need to come with anything?
You don't need to come with anything. Whether you're living with sickle cell or you're not living with sickle cell, come and be informed so you cannot be deformed.
Okay, would there be any tests to be carried out?
Yes,
what
there's
are
going to
those?
be cervical cancer test, other tests to be carried out. And after this, we are going to have a clinic for those living with sickle cell,
Okay.
you know, that same day. So we've invited even other NGOs that work with people living with sickle cell to send representatives to benefit from this symposium awareness.
Okay, yes, you've heard it there. Genotype Foundation. If you do not know your genotype, it's important to go and run that test to know your genotype. Because I think if couples know their genotype, it will prevent the sickle cell we are talking about. When you know that an AS cannot marry an AS, and SS cannot marry an S, you know, it will lessen the situation on the kids, you know. So go know your genotype. That's it. And yes, on the 19th of September here at airport, Lagos Airport Hotel Ikeja, you're all invited, you know, to come learn, be informed so that you know more. All right, let's go on our word of marvel. We'll be right back so that our Zoom guests will join us on our conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Except I don't have, but if I have, I like to give.
Yes.
And also teach my kids to give. So when they have enough. So that is it.
Well, when I was in secondary school, where I was schooling when I was in secondary school, so I don't know anybody there. So, but then people from that place really helped me. Sure, you understand. Even though I came from the poor background, but those people stood by me. But at the end of the day, because I'm loyal to them too, so they help me.
All right, welcome back. Yes, that was the Genotype Foundation. There they have their program. You have all the information. Go and look at them. Our Zoom guest is finally here to take us at least the next. We will do this the next 20 minutes. We should have done, right? Okay, yes, we have Godwin Robinson joining us live from the. Oh my goodness!
So good to have you, Robinson.
So good to have you. So good to have you. And we are apologizing for keeping you. Sorry. All right, quick one now. Let's go. How do we build the spirit of empathy and compassion in kids? How do we build the spirit of empathy and compassion in kids? We have spoken a lot about it, but how do we build it? How do parents go about it?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question, and thank you again for having me on today. Discussing about family has been something that is very, very important to me, and I love it so much. Now, I love the question. You said, how do we build the spirit of empathy and compassion on kids? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we have to child as a holistic thing. Though it is holistic, but we still have to go step by step. It's a conscious thing we have to do. First of all, you have a society where we have. Are you listening to me? Am I on?
Yes, we can hear you
Hello?
loud and clear.
We are with you, please.
Okay. So we have a society where empathy, we have deficit of empathy, deficit of compassion, and it's actually leading us into a lot of trouble. We see this thing manifesting in different ways within our society, manifesting as murder, manifesting as kidnapping, and all that. So you find out that that empathy spirit is disconnected. We are disconnected from each other. The humanity in us is not there. But then you look at it from the family, because every person in the society comes from a particular family, from a particular community, from a particular society, and all that. So if you have to arrest this situation, you have to go back to the family, like you said. How do we do that? First of all, we have to make the children to understand, or we as parents have to understand that there is a difference between sympathy and empathy and compassion. What is sympathy? Sympathy is recognizing that somebody is going through pain, going through discomfort and all that. Empathy is putting myself in the position of the individual, especially when you're talking about like the last speaker, the NGO, talking about what do you call it, sickle cell and all that. You're talking about most victims of this ailment are not responsible for it. They are not. So we see people who suffer for what they did not know. Somebody made a decision and then they come into it. Now, if you are around them, making things easy for them, making life easy for other people, you have to put yourself in their shoes. If you put yourself in their shoes, what they are going through, you try to imagine what it is like. It is only when you do that that you will be able to step in and be able to assist the person where compassion comes in. And how do we do that? Raising up children. Children learn through observation a lot, and we know this. Much more than what. Are you listening to me? Hello? Oh.
We are listening to you loud and clear from the studio.
Okay. Children learn so much through observation. You find out that when you are raising up children, they pay attention to you much more than the things you say. They pay attention to these things. And if you want to teach them empathy, you want to teach your children compassion, you should be able to be a very good example of that. When people go through pain, the way you react, these children pay attention to that, and they pick from it. So I think, first of all, they should be able to become an example of what they want to teach their children, not just teaching them, like you have to explain and all that. There's something I do in my house, and it's called a case study. Picking from the circumstances around us to explain to my children what it is like. You understand? Paying attention to best friends in school, or how do they connect to them, how do they relate to these children, or maybe also the religious centers, the churches and the mosques, how do these children connect to each other. And also when among themselves, also in the house, there is something I call meeting. When you have to meet your children, you have to weld them together, you have to galvanize them together. This person is telling you, maybe he's telling you, Mommy, I need this. Or maybe they're even in the boarding school, and this one is calling home. You also take time to ask them, how is your sibling, or how is your brother doing? So you have to really be conscious and intentional about it, and connecting them to what the other person is going through. We start from the home, connecting them to each other, then we move out to the school where they are. So we have to really understand and tell them how to step into people's circumstances. So they have to understand what those people are going through, their mates are going through. Explain to them also that it is not the fault of those people. Maybe it's like sickness. Sometimes I have my children from school, and they begin to tell me how one of their mates was not able to return for the last singer or the last, and you see us getting money to do that. So look at the way we actually try to children about empathy and compassion. They have to understand what people go through. We have to explain what these emotions are like. Then we have to also teach them on how to assist those people. And we also have to become an example of it.
breakdown.
I don't know if you're hearing
Now,
me. Yeah?
passion, empathy, sympathy, you were able to break that down into 3. And so beautiful. But because of our time, I want to ask, what are the signs we need to look out for when you want to notice it? A child is not empathetic or compassionate or sympathetic. What are those signs? Just point them out for us. Give us the understanding.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
When you want to be able to assess or evaluate a child's emotional behavior, or whether there is sympathy, or this child is not compassionate, you look out for most children who are bullies. See? Are you listening to me? You look out for children who are totally disconnected from their siblings' discomfort or unpleasant situation, especially the bullies. Children who are self-centered, they only think about me, myself, and I. They don't care. Even when you talk about also, maybe they're in the house also, you share food, or I don't know, a lot of families, sometimes you have your children, you know, when they have to take breakfast and all that, everybody goes for theirs. And then you find out who is that person that goes there and packs everything and doesn't care about all that. These are the little ways you begin to. So self-centeredness and bullies, and these are some of the traces that you can use to figure out a child that is totally disconnected from empathy, or that lacks empathy and lacks compassion for other people. And also, I also think we also have to assist the children by the movies and the cartoons that they watch. We also have to be very, very sure, because some of these things also are tools in molding the children's character and molding their behaviors. So we also have to work out what kind of cartoons do they watch and how do they react and all that. And I also think, again, there's something I call proxy parenting. Proxy parenting is where the parents are so busy that you don't have time for the student. So sometimes you find children that their parents don't even know who they are. You only provide some certain things, basic things for them in the house, but you don't even know your child's character. And even when you have a domestic staff that assist them, they also go ahead to bully this. So I think if you want to pick out these things, you go to try to identify a child who bullies, a child who is so self-centered, and those are the few things I think I can mention right now.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you very much. You've done great. But before we let you go, now you have mentioned all that. Give us your final advice. And for parents who are still struggling to still balance this with the children, because some already teenagers, and your mother is shouting, you're not caring, you don't know how to take care of your siblings. How do they navigate this period? And your final advice to our viewers before we let you run for the day.
Okay, that's beautiful. For parents, it depends on the stage. I think you just mentioned, I think you lumped up everything. For parents who their children are already grown, or they are teenagers, and then they discover that their children are lacking some of these things, it's just like building a house, and then the structures are already standing, and then you have to begin to break down and adjust and adjust. I call it intentional parenting. You have to be very intentional about it. If they are still little, if you are giving them something, make sure, like in my house, what I do, sorry, I have to put myself on the shoe. In my house, what I do, if you're asking me for anything, I will have to ask you about your siblings. What about them too? So I think it is mixing the children together and mixing them together and being sure that you are mixing your children together and being sure you are always there for a child. Pay attention to these children and like today, parenting is no more where you have to be shouting. You have to also participate. You have to be a part of what they're doing. You have to negotiate. You have to explain. You don't have to force it on them. You have to tell them why you say what you say, why you do what you do. You have to carry them along in your decision making. So I think this is what I want to talk about parenting. You have to be a part of it. You have to explain to them how to mix them together. and you have to carry them on your decision. You have to also demonstrate it, which is very, very important.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you so much for doing justice to this topic within the very short limited
You're not
time we
smiling.
have. I don't know why he's too serious.
You're
And
not
when
smiling.
he's here, he'll just be smiling and laughing. Now you're over there, you're boning for us.
You're boning because
you're
you're
not
not
part
in
of
the-
our
in the-
fellowship. Is it
in
because
the
you're not here?
fellowship.
Yeah, because you're not here. Don't worry. We'll drag you here. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for throwing light on the topic. Have a great Tuesday. Yes, I know it's a busy one for you. I'd like to go. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank
your
you for
day.
joining us. See you soon in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, because we've been able to discuss and talk about sympathy, empathy. He had a sympathy, and it's true. It's not complete without the sympathy. So sympathy, empathy, and compassion in our children is very, very, very important. As much as we're giving them the upbringing that they deserve and they hope to have, we need to make sure that all concerning their well-being and relating with others is very important. And when they have these three and they have an understanding of how it works, it will go a long way with them. And on that note, a big shout out goes to Olubumi Godo. Hey, Good News Center. Olubumi Godo, today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. I just got those messages. And also to Shola S. Blair, PW, Pillow Whispers. Happy birthday to both of you. Will always tell you and encourage you, send in your well wishes to your loved ones. We are here to throw it out to them, and it is well with you. I want to wish you the very best of today. My name is Rimin Olori AJ. See you tomorrow.
Yes, well, we see you tomorrow. We would be discussing personal growth and development in marriage. Personal growth and development in marriage. That will be our conversation tomorrow. And of course, as guests to be joining us, to have this conversation with us. Thank you for being a part of the show, and please do not forget the NGO on the 19th of September. Go there, run test. It's free. Everyone is welcome. And we've said it, you cannot have empathy without sympathy and without compassion. As you go about your business today, show empathy, sympathy, and compassion to people around you. My name is Remain Princess Joy Ayo Abu. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed Tuesday with a difference. Bye.